However, I began to notice that he clearly kept some of his life with me compartmentalized. If he was going to a nice steakhouse or planning a trip over break, I was not involved. I naturally couldn't afford it anyway, but it was a little strange that if he was going to the pizza place he'd ask me if I wanted to join him, but would just tell me he was getting a steak instead of asking if I was interested like he did with the cheaper foods. Found it very strange that on his birthday he'd have a huge blowout that he paid for and only incited other wealthy kids. At our school it was impossible not to be mostly friends with other wealthy kids, so this was not as strange as it sounds, but it was noticeable that he didn't invite out and treat middle-class friends, but rather those who could have afforded to do it on their own anyway. I didn't think much of it, as we were roommates first and friends second, but it was something I noticed. After graduating, the two of us drifted apart, but then I ended up working for the father of another friend who also came from a privileged background. After graduation, my friend asked me if I had anything lined up already. When I said no, he insisted I work for his dad's company. This is one of the perks of going to a school with wealthy children. The real difference between going to Harvard versus Boston University versus UMass versus Boston Community College is the networking, not the classroom. They flew me out there and gave me a very good paying job. I was paid an absurd salary for an entry-level position I had no experience in, straight out of college. Even though my friend was not involved in the company himself, him doing this favor for me seriously strained our relationship. If something good happened at the office, people treated it as if it was because I was best friends with the boss's son. If something bad happened, I felt entitled to better treatment and felt a bit betrayed. Regardless of the outcome, any success felt unearned and any failure felt unfair. While the paycheck was great, everything else was just lose-lose.